Hey guys, welcome to the 2 a.m. pipe on the patio. Today I am smoking a pipe. I won from John Panzer, beautiful Meerschaum. It's getting a little bit of color on it, and in it I'm smoking some Fiery Mountain Sunset. This is a blend that Old Pops and I mixed up together. It is 3/4 Old Dark Fired, H&H Old Dark Fired, and 1/4 Sunset rum from Sutliff. When I had, Old Pops and I had jarred that up a month ago, and this is my first. I smoked it the first day I mixed it up, and it was pretty good then. But this is my first smoke of it after letting it sit for a month. And I gotta tell you, this stuff is a delight. It's got a wonderful light aromatic flavor to it. Very light, very, very light. That Old Dark Fired is carrying the torch, but there's that light aromatic touch to it that's just perfect. It just gives it that note of sweetness. And the retrohale, oh man. The retrohale on this is fantastic. I'm gonna mix up more of this so I can stuff this jar up and make a full jar of it. This is delightful. Now I had mixed up some what I call dark hollow. Mel Harris makes dark hollow, but he makes dark hollow sweet, and I make a dark hollow dark. And my dark hollow is 80% dark hollow, 20% sleepy hollow. Mel's dark hollow is 75% sleepy hollow and 25% Old Dark Fired. So mine is 80% Old Dark Fired, 20% sleepy hollow. In that, the way that I make it, it's like a Memphis barbecue sauce. It's just, you get that. It is so good. Not too sweet. It's really not that sweet, but it's man, you get that barbecue from the Old Dark Fire to just that hint of sweetness from that. Man, it is so good. This one's along those lines, but because the Sutliff Sunset Rum isn't quite as sweet as that Sleepy Hollow, I didn't put I could put a little more of that in it, and man, this is delightful. So it's 3/4 of H&H Old Dark Fired and 1/4 Sunset Rum from Sutliff. Man, this is good. I'm definitely mixing up a bunch of this tonight. Setting up another jar of this so I can do a big jar of it. Beautiful day. We had a possibility of snow this morning, which we were hoping for. Didn't materialize. I think they got some up in the mountains. I don't know if Scott at the 16th day got any. Give me a report, Scott. Did you get any? The radar showed some snow coming through, but it just didn't get cold enough right here. And it was a long shot, but I agree, old pops. This stuff's good, man. This is good. That was we made a good call on mixing this up. I'll be mixing a big jar of this up. So it's a little chilly out here today for Kodak to be joining me. So I shaved the dome today. So my tradition, Christmas tradition, birthday and Christmas, I always shave my head for my birthday and Christmas. Birthday's coming up just before Christmas. This tradition started many years ago. One year I did it. I was working in a grocery store, and they told me I had to cut my hair. My hair was too long, and they said, "You're gonna have to cut your hair, it's too long." And I said, "Fine, I'll just shave my head." And they said, "You can't shave your head, you have to have hair." And I said, "Okay, you watch me. You watch me. You tell me to cut my hair and then tell me I can't shave my head, that I have to have hair. You watch tomorrow." And I was playing in a band at that time. We had a gig that night. So after the gig, we came back to the guitarist and singer's house. The guitarist's wife was the singer. And I said, "Hey, will you shave my head?" She goes, "Really? Really?" I said, "Yeah. They told me at work I had to cut my hair." I told them I'd shave my head then. And they told me I couldn't shave my head, I had to have hair. She goes, "Yeah, I'll shave it." And when I told my wife this, I said, they told me I had to cut my hair. I told them, well, fine, I'll shave my head. And they told me I couldn't. She goes, well, now you have to. You have to shave your head. Right on. So, so after the gig, we went out in the garage. And of course, we had a bottle of brandy out there. And we all got pretty snockered. And BG, real name is Virginia. Virginia shaved my head. And I went to work the next morning. And they called me in the office. They said, what do you think you're doing? You can't shave your head. You can't come in here and shave your head. And I said, what do you mean I can't shave my head? I said, John Otis doesn't have any hair. He said, he can't help it. And I said, Ricky doesn't have hair. He was an African American guy. He shaves his head. And they couldn't say nothing. There was nothing they could say. He shaved his head. And they looked at me and they knew I had him. They knew I had him because there was not a thing they could do. Ricky shaved his head. And I said, I can go into any other store, find guys who shave their heads. And is it just because I'm a white guy that shaved my head? Is that the problem? And the manager looked at me and he just shook his head and he goes, get some color on it. And it was so white. It was so white that it was blue. I mean, that's how white it was. It was blue. I mean, it looked horrible. And it was bad. It looked terrible. And so I shaved it. And I shaved it for a while. I kept it shaved for a good while just to tick them off. And then I started letting it grow back, and I started getting along again. And one of the managers said, hey, said to the store manager, Manion's hair's getting kind of long again. He goes, and he said, don't tell him to cut it. Don't you tell him to cut it. He'll shave his damn head again. So we had like 6 managers in the store. The third manager comes out to me and he goes, you won that battle, man. So when my mom hated it, she hated it. This was right at Christmas time that I shaved my head. And so every year at Christmas, she always wanted to take a family picture. And so when I did that year, she wouldn't take a Christmas picture. And everybody's like, why don't you want a Christmas picture? Johnny ruined it. He ruined it when he shaved his head. I don't want a Christmas picture. Johnny shaved his head. I don't want a Christmas picture this year. So the next year, my brother shaved his head at Christmas time. And she was furious. So, and she wouldn't take a picture the next year. So then the year after that, my brother and I both shaved our heads at Christmas time. And then I started shaving my head all the time. I just started keeping my head shaved all the time because I loved it. My wife loved it. When I got married, she loved having my head shaved. She prefers my head shaved. So finally my mom just gave up. She's like, all right, let's take a Christmas picture. With all the shaved heads and everything. I don't know what the big deal was with the shaved heads, what her big deal was about it, but she hated it, boy. But that was so funny at work. Boy, they never told me to cut my hair ever again after that. I definitely won that battle. They tried to tell me it was because you couldn't have what did they call it? Trendy haircuts. You couldn't have a trendy haircut. I said, it's not a haircut. There's no hair. How could it be a trendy haircut? And that's when I said, John Otis doesn't have hair. Ricky doesn't have hair. Ricky shaves his head. And then they couldn't say nothing after that. And they said, get some color on it. It's blue. I said, quit telling me to cut my hair. And it wasn't that long. I mean, it wasn't even long. It was just coming over my ears, you know. It wasn't like it was, you know, it was a long hair or anything. Oh, man. It was so great when Carmine came out of the office and said, you won that battle. Somebody just told him your hair was getting long again. And Al told him, don't tell him to cut his hair. He'll shave his damn head again. I was a bit of a rebel back then. BG, she had the most fun shaving my head. She carved her initials in the side of it first and all this stuff. She had such a great time. I used to have pictures. I'll have to look for them, see if there's pictures. If I can find them, I'll put them in here somewhere. I don't know if there's pictures, if I can find them or not. I was back before I had a beard and everything. There's some ugly pictures, I'll tell you. Maybe I won't put them in here. Nobody should look at those pictures ever again. If I post those, Curmudgeon and Mike up at Briar Blues will be posting those everywhere. I don't think Mike even watches my videos, so I'm pretty safe there. But if I find them, I'll put them at the end of this video. Make you watch the whole thing. But man, this is a good tobacco. This is really good. Got to mix up more. All right, guys. I will catch you later. Have a good one. God bless y'all. Man, I really jacked up my mustache. Cut half of it off today. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good one. God bless.